Chauncey, it's always kind of hard to quantify March basketball in the NBA because you can have some guys out at the end of the season, some teams are resting, some guys aren't. How good has Denny been, and do you think this is the upswing of his career?
Oh, he's been incredible. I tell you, we're all learning more about one another the whole time. I think Denny is learning a lot about Denny at the moment. So, of course, we're learning too. But I think the way that we're playing, with the pace that we're playing at, it suits him. I always say the people that play with the most force usually do well in this league. And he plays with a ton of force, but I just like everything else he's doing. His playmaking is getting better. He actually cares about playmaking, his rebounding. We severely need that, obviously, but he's learning and learning and learning about his guys. They're learning him. So yeah, Denny is playing at a very, very high level. I watched him a little bit and watched him, but we only played him twice. But I'm almost certain he never had a stretch like this.
Offensive rebounding has been big for you guys as of late, and even tonight without Donovan, are there guys just knowing a little bit more what the rules are on how that works, or are they just doing it better?
It's just something that we're very intentional about it. For the last couple of years, this is what we kind of do. We feel like the more possessions, the better. And being a young team that's athletic and scrappy, it just goes right along into what we want to do. We're not one of the best. I tell our guys all the time, we're not one of the top 5 shooting teams in the league. So guess what? There's going to be some rebounds out there, so let's go try to get them. And our guys have done a really good job. We take a lot of pride in it. And it's how we sometimes keep ourselves in games when we don't shoot it well.
Coach, just in general, how did you feel you guys performed tonight, particularly in the second half? It seems like that third quarter you guys were able to kind of get some space. They came back, but you were able to push forward after that.
I thought in general we played well. Outside of the first 4 or 5 minutes where I thought they were the aggressor, they got, to the rack, layups, fouls. Excuse me. We turned the tide a little bit on that, and we started being aggressive. And when we're the aggressor, we give ourselves a chance against anybody. And I thought we did a good job of being the aggressor from that point on, And I just love that we continue to keep finding different ways to win. We had to kind of figure their zone out a little bit. We had some lineups out there that haven't played together. So we just had to kind of figure it out. And I thought we did a really good job of it, of just doing so, And then we finally found some combinations that worked, and we just kind of wrote it out, But I thought, by and large, we played really good.
That first 4 or 5 minutes of the game where you guys came out kind of flat, is that why you went with Wap over Chris in the second half? You just didn't like the way the smaller lineup was?
It's not that I didn't like it. I liked what Wap was giving us, I liked having that shooting presence out there, and also the rebounding presence out there. I wanted to just get them a different look, and see how they would handle that. And I was happy I went with that.
Shaedon had early in this first half, he came up, pressed, forced a turnover.
Yeah.
Felt like tonight he was really active on the defensive end. What have you seen from him on that end recently that you have liked? And how much have you been getting that out of him?
I've seen a level of focus that I love. I talk about that all the time. He's so capable. Sometimes he's just, he's a step slow on some of the things. His alertness on the help side is not there as much. But tonight he was there the entire time. I liked the way he played. I liked his patience. He was 1 for 10 from 3, but I thought there were about 5 of them that he should have shot that he didn't. So I would have liked to see him shoot more than that, to be honest, because they were open, But this is a part of him kind of figuring out when and where, time and score, who's closing out at me. So I thought he played a really good game. I thought he was patient offensively. I thought Shea played well.
Even though Jokic was out, you got champions over there, you got former MVP over there. No one on your team is that accomplished, yet you guys stood up and whooped them. What does that say about this group right now?
Well, I love the fact that we don't care about those kind of things. We really don't. We respect it all, but we don't care about none of that. All we care about is how we want to play. We want to try to put a lot of pressure on teams. We want to play fast. And again, we're gonna respect everybody, man. But once that ball goes up, we don't care what the names on the back of the jerseys are. We just want to try to play the best that we can. And I love that about our guys. And you just never know who's gonna have a big night for us. I think that makes us, difficult to guard. Because you can't just key in on one person or two people. Obviously Denny's been on a hot streak. But, man, we've had so many different guys lead the team. And I love that our guys like that, They've embraced that. I love that.
Is that kind of obviously not nearly at the same level because you guys went to the finals, but is that kind of like what the mentality was with Detroit when you were there?
Sure. It's how I believe basketball should be played. You gotta embrace your role. You gotta embrace whatever night is your night. Cool. If it's not, cool. As long as somebody gets it done, I'm good with that. I think the best teams play that way. They're very unselfish. They care about one another. They care about one another's success. They hold each other accountable. When you're not doing your job, they get after you. When you're doing your job, they pat you on the back. That's the way this game should be played, and I don't care what generation, what era, what iteration it is. This is just how basketball should be played.